Wes, pleasure. Already. All right, so I'm literally stealing the mic because I'm jumping in line here. I'm not a cop. I'm not in the military. I'm a regular guy. I'm a 9-to-5 software engineer and developer who is exercising his First Amendment right to carry. So any of you who do not have a felony, you guys go get a concealed carry. You can carry like this, even if you don't, as long as you are abiding the law. But outside of that, I've been fighting against racism pretty much all of my life. I went to predominantly white schools. I happened to go to Tennessee State U, which is a historically black college. It took me about 2 years to actually detoxify myself from racism, being in an environment that was completely black, where we were judged by what we did, never by the color of our skin. The police were black, the administrators were black, and it was just peace. We didn't have resentment against whites. There was none of that. It was just a cohesive environment. I had the opportunity to listen to Opal Tometi when she came to the University of Texas, and she's doing Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. You're marching, you're chanting, you're coming together. But at the end of the day, she said the only time that she found peace was when she went back to her own. She had to go back to her people and actually recharge herself. So I felt like she was missing the point. So I posed a question to Facebook. I sent it out to 175,000 African Americans across the US with a solution to what is going on, non-violent, without shedding a drop of blood. And that solution I turned into a website that all of you guys can check out. Over 2,000 likes, lots of conversation around the topic, theblackmigration.com. There are 47 million African Americans in the United States right now, but the problem is we are diluted. There is strength in concentration. So my proposal was start with one city first, Atlanta. The population of blacks there right now is 220,000, which is 54% of the population. If we take 250,000 more blacks out of the 47 million and send them there, apply for jobs, get homes, flood the police force with applications. Black police, wherever you are across the nation, apply in Atlanta, Georgia. Start with one city, turn it black. Where does black police brutality go? It disappears. It literally disappears, and all we have to do is move. We don't have to fight. We don't have to ask the government to change things. We can use our numbers and concentrate and take over a city, take over the police force, take over the local government. Start with one, just one. Because all this marching and chanting and asking, a community that has been oppressing us forever, they've never stopped. There's never been a point in history that they've ever stopped.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much.
Concentration.
I never thought that my actions would ever find their way to hurting my family or the people that I loved. And now I was faced with a very real prospect of that and more. I at the time was robbing drug dealers because I thought they're never going to call the cops. We started getting phone calls from everybody that knew us with a lot of fear in their voice, and we didn't know why. There were people with machine guns and Uzis and shotguns breaking into everybody that we knew's house and waking them up in bed demanding to know where we were. These people were armed, they were very dangerous, and they had a lot of money to throw around and offered it for any information as to where I was headed and where my family was located. And I was running. The man who had put the hit out on our heads, he had been in a car accident and died himself, and we were informed that we were safe to come home. I started drinking real heavily. I was ashamed of who I was. I was ashamed of what I knew I was capable of and what I had done all my life. I thought an addict was someone with no willpower, that needed something, that needed to depend on somebody or something in order to be okay. And that wasn't me. I was the one-man army. I started trying on my own, very hard to quit. And after months of that, I almost completely gave up because I couldn't do it. So I went to the bishop, and he gave me the ARP, the Addiction Recovery Program manual. I learned a great deal, but again, I thought I could do it on my own. Then he mentioned that there were group meetings where people like me met together and shared each other's struggles. It's very hard to describe. The empathy, the love, the honesty, the humility that you feel when you walk into that group. They've all been there to one degree or another. So I got through the first 3 steps fairly well on my own. We got to step 4. I had no problem sitting there and listing every fault that I had, but I didn't know what to do with that. Going through it again, though, with a sponsor was quite different because, you know, they emphasize not just your weaknesses, but also your strengths. And that was hard because I didn't want to see the good. I accepted and I knew the bad. The 4th step helped me to see the good that was always there. There was a lot of good. It was just hidden and buried underneath substances and habits and years of guilt, years of shame. I learned that I needed my God. I learned that I needed my brothers and sisters around me. And every time I think that it can't get any better, it does. It keeps getting better.
Hi, my name is Sean Winters and I'm an addict and an alcoholic. I came to Benchmark because I was hopeless. My life had become unmanageable. I didn't know where to turn, I didn't know what to do. This life I was living a path of destruction, and I needed help. Benchmark provided that for me. I came here scared, afraid of what was to come. I'd been living in fear, and I didn't necessarily want to change, but I knew I couldn't continue to live the way I had been living. Benchmark gave me a solution for that, a permanent solution. They showed me a new way to live, and this new way of life has been fantastic for me. I now live a life of integrity, a life of principles that they taught me here. Working this 12-step program and learning to live again through Benchmark, I'm so grateful for everything they've given me. This is a gift that I've been given, this gift of sobriety. And the things they've done for me, I haven't ever been able to experience anywhere else. I've been to treatment before and it didn't work. It was basically covering up the real problem, which was me. I was there to solve a drug problem, not a me problem. And I have a lifestyle problem, a life problem. And when I came here, they helped me see that, and then they helped me work through it. And today, I don't have to live that way anymore. My life is great today. I have so many opportunities available to me that were never available before.
Hi, I'm Noelle, and I'm an addict and a Benchmark alumni. Before I came to Benchmark, my life was a mess. My life was consumed by my drug use, and I had lost so many things. My family didn't know what to do anymore. Friends stopped answering my phone calls. I started planning everything that I did around my drug use. I wasn't living my life, I was just existing. I didn't think that there was any other way of life, and I thought that if being sober would be boring, but it's not like that today. I've never been happier. I've never felt so whole. I haven't felt the desire to use drugs anymore, and that is not normal for me. And it's something changed here by coming to Benchmark. I learned something and was given a different solution other than drugs that can work for the rest of my life.